Hello again, it's story time. The story for today is The Old Calabash, a tale of two sons and their choices. There was a man who had two wives. Each wife had a son, and these sons were almost the same age. Su was the son of the first wife, and Kidaga was the son of the second. The man loved his second wife and her son very much, but did not show much affection towards his first wife and her own son. He took care of his second wife and showered her and her son with affection, neglecting the first wife and her own son. Su was a very obedient boy who had a flute that he liked to play every chance he got. He usually accompanied his mother to the farm, and they would go to the farm in the morning and come back at dusk. One day, as they were on their way back from the farm, Su suddenly cried out to his mother, saying that he had forgotten his flute in the farm and that he had to go back and get it because he could not be without his flute. His mother begged him not to go back, reminding him that they knew that in their village the daytime was for human beings and the nighttime was for witches and devils. She warned him that if he were to go back to the farm at night, he was going to meet witches and devils and something bad might happen to him. She asked him to persevere long enough to get his flute the next day when they came back to the farm. This was one of the few times that when Su did not instantly obey his mother. He begged her to allow him to go back to the farm, pleading and saying that he knew nothing bad would happen to him. So his mother reluctantly let him go back to the farm to get his flute. On his way back to the farm, he met a very old woman sitting by the rope bridge over the river that ran by the farm. The old woman was clothed in rags. She raised her head and looked at the boy approaching. Su greeted her politely. The woman returned the greeting and asked the boy why he had come back to the farm when he knew that nighttime was not for human beings. The boy answered that he came back because he had forgotten his flute and begged her not to be angry. He told the woman he would leave immediately he collected it. The old woman asked if the boy could help her cross the shaky rope bridge to the other side before going his way. Su remembered his mother had always told him to be of service to those in need. Su agreed and helped support the old woman to cross the shaky rope bridge to the other side. The woman thanked him and told him that on his way to the farm, he was going to see two calabashes. She told him that he should take the old calabash and not the shiny new one. She asked him to break the calabash at home when they had closed their door and were preparing to go to bed. The boy thanked her and continued on his way to get his flute. He saw the two calabashes and took the old calabash as the woman had advised. After collecting his flute, he went back home. His mother saw the calabash and asked him where he got it from. She was worried and anxious. Su told her what happened when he returned to the farm to collect his flute. After they had eaten their evening meal and closed their door and were ready to go to bed, Su broke the calabash as the old woman had instructed. To their amazement, out came money, gold, jewelry, and many other nice things that they have always wanted but couldn't afford. The change in their lifestyle became very noticeable. This made the second wife very bitter and envious. She pretended to become friends with the first wife so she could ask her where she got her wealth from. The first wife told her what had happened and how her son got the calabash from the old woman he met on his way to the farm. Hearing this, the second wife decided that she was going to send her son Kidaga to do the same thing so that they too could become wealthy. Coached by his mother, Kidaga intentionally left the flute in the farm the next evening. On their way home at dusk, his mother asked him to return to the farm to collect his flute. On his way back, he met that same old woman sitting by the rope bridge. He quickly ran past, turning his eyes away from the woman who to him looked dirty and probably smelled bad. She looked up and called out to him, asking him to please come and help support her cross the shaky rope bridge. She also said he shouldn't have come to the farm at an hour when it wasn't time for human beings. The boy shouted back that it wasn't her business to tell him when or when not to come to the farm. He added that she shouldn't expect him to help her in any way because she looked extremely dirty. The old woman begged him, saying that she wouldn't take much of his time. She explained that her legs were shaky and she needed support to cross to the other side. Idaga refused to help the old woman and told her that she was too dirty and he couldn't touch her. The old woman stopped pleading and told him that on his way to collect his food he was going to see 2 calabashes. She instructed him to take the old calabash and not the new and shiny one. She told him that at night, after they had closed their door and were preparing to sleep, he should break the calabash. On his way, Idaga saw the calabashes, but he did the opposite. He took the new shiny calabash, muttering to himself that the hag did not know who he was, and that he despised her for wanting him to choose an attractive option. He collected his flute and rushed back home. His mother was very happy and excited to see him return with a calabash, and a very shiny one at that. They quickly ate their evening meal, closed their door and hurriedly broke the calabash. Out came all kinds of harmful things, scorpions, venomous snakes and other creatures, that bit the woman and their son, ultimately killing them. This story teaches us about the dangers of envy and the importance of kindness, obedience and humility. It also reminds us that the choices we make and the attitudes we hold can shape our lives and the lives of those around us. Thank you very much for watching.